Hello everyone, my name is John from ECI Comfort, and today we're going to talk about automatic standby generators. And we're going to unpack one and show you some of the basics of how a generator works and how it will look in front of your house. So we have here today Generac, the largest name in automatic standby generators. This particular generator is a 22 kW or 22,000 watt generator, which can power most homes today. Can run your air conditioner, run your heater, refrigerators, pretty much all your basic needs if the power is out, especially for an extended amount of time. It can run on natural gas. The watt output's a little bit lower at 19,500, but still plenty of power to run a central air conditioner, electric water heater if you have it, dishwasher, lights in your house. Needs that you have. A well pump if your home's has a well pump. If you don't have natural gas in your house, you can hook up propane, which gives you the full 22,000 watts. This one also has the mobile link. So if you have a smartphone, like an iPhone or an Android, it will let you know how the generator is running. It will give you alerts if you need maintenance, oil changes, check your battery, or if there's a failure that you need to call the service technician out. But pretty much everything at your fingertips. If you're not home, you're away, you know your generator started on a power outage. So we're going to uncrate this. If Chris could help me get this box off. So what we have is the skirt that will fit around the generator after we install it. So we'll take this off, take that back off. So this generator comes with a 200 amp transfer switch. We have to be equal to or greater than the service in your house. If you have 150 amp service to your house, we can use the 200 amp transfer switch. If you have 200 amp service to your house, we obviously use the 200 amp transfer switch. Some of the older homes might have 100 amp service to the house. You can still use the 200 amp transfer switch, or we can use a 100 amp transfer switch. This switch will mount either outside near the generator, near your electric meter where your service comes into the house, or we can mount it inside near where the breaker panel is. So I'm going to have Chris help me out with this automatic transfer switch to give you an idea of what it looks like. So, has a little bit of weight to it, but this will mount outside near your meter. It's a weatherproof encasing, or we can mount it inside the house near your electric box. Every house is different, so when we come out to inspect your house, and we'll find the best place to mount this. So we'll put this down over here. Now this is the actual generator that will be sitting outside your house. The rough dimensions of this were roughly 2.5 feet deep, about 4.5 feet long. Has a nice beige neutral color to it, so it blends into most decor. The thing that's important for these generators, they need clearances. We have the air that's taken in through here, and also the back, depending on fresh air, exhaust and all that for combustion. But the exhaust actually comes out this side of the generator, this being the front. We need 5-foot clearance on the exhaust side, 3 foot on this side, 1.5 feet in the back, 2 foot in the front so we can service it. So it's not like some people think they could put the generator here and just cover it in plants. We cannot do that. So it's electrical mechanical device that needs to breathe just like we do. And for hazards and exhaust, we have to be away from windows because we don't want the carbon dioxide going into the house. And plus we want to also consider noise. The generator is rated at 67 decibels at 23 feet. How do I explain that to you? My best way to describe it is, sounds like a lawnmower when it's running. Now the casing will lock. Keep little kids' nosiness out of it, and comes with keys, 4 keys. And we also do want to have the keys available. So if it needs to be serviced or needs to go into it, that we can open it up and check out if anything needs to be fixed, to checked out, to do the yearly maintenance, which was highly recommended. For oil changes, just like your car or your lawnmower, and checking the battery. Batteries need to be maintained and checked. Now, inside of here is basically the power plant. We have a front cover that we can remove. We have a 1000cc engine that not only powers the 22 kW, there's some 20s out there left and some 17, 18 kW. They all use the same 1000cc engine. It's just, this is the engine back here. This is the actual generator. Engine spins the generator to create power. It has a dipstick to check the oil for regular maintenance, just like any other engine. If the oil gets low, it does have a oil warning switch that you can be alerted to by your phone, or if it gets too low, it'll shut the engine off to protect the engine. So an engine without oil will not last long at all. Has their evolution control that monitors how everything's working, the voltage output, the RPMs, the battery, if the battery is getting low or not. So, and also has hour meters to let you know when regular schedule maintenance is due for schedule. Has a 100 amp breaker that is protecting the generator itself. That supplies 100 amp to the house. Now, even though you might have a 200 amp service to your house, it's always bigger is better when it comes to the electric supply to a house. You always want to have more than not enough. But when it comes to whole house automatic generators, we're looking to power the things that we need. This one could do your standard central air conditioning. If your home has more than one system, we could put on what's called a load shedding, or we might have to lock out some of the systems and just run parts of your house, depending on the size of your house. But this will do a standard 3,000 square foot home, no problem. With central air, we'll also run your heater, electric water heater if needed, and other appliances. But what's important is finding out what you need running. That's where we come into play. We do a survey of your house, how much power is needed, what size generator that's needed. If you're running on natural gas, sometimes your gas meter can't handle the extra gas load. So we talk to your local gas supply company to see if you have enough, if you need a meter change, or if your gas line can handle the additional gas usage. So how this works. ECI comes out, we do an analysis of your property, see what's needed, talk to you about options. And once we come to an agreement of what units needed, the day of installation, we bring out the generator. There's also concrete, what they call a hurricane pad, that we put down, and sometimes we have to do some landscaping, put some rock down, put the pad on top of it. This unit actually bolts to that concrete pad, gives it more stability. We have an electrician that hooks up the electrical part. We also have technicians that hook up the propane or the natural gas. Once we hook it up, we put it through its test, making sure everything works, make sure if the power shuts off, this will come on automatically. During normal operation, we can set this to exercise once a week or once every other week. So predetermined day and time in the afternoon, just say Wednesday, 1 p.m., this generator will kick on to do an exercise, make sure everything works as it should. It'll run for a couple minutes just to warm up the engine and make sure everything's good, and shut down. There will be no power interruptions. It does not transfer the switch to the generator power. None of that's interrupted. It just basically starts the generator, does a self-diagnostic, shuts down. Again, we can do that once a week or once every other week. If you lose power, I'm going to be honest with you, it's not instantaneous. Sometimes the commercials could fib a little bit. It looks like the power goes out and then your generator kicks right on. There's some time delays on everything. Power shuts down, generator waits to make sure it's not just power flickering and all that. So within a minute, the generator starts up. Then the generator will warm up for about another minute, get up to speed, then it will transfer your switch to generator power. So you will be without power for about 2.5 minutes. Once you're on generator power, it just runs until it senses your main electrical power coming on. Once it does that, now it could be 10 minutes, half hour, all day, up to a week. That's the longest outages I've seen in our area, about a week at the most. They can be worse in worse storms. Once power is restored, the transfer switch senses that power being restored, flips over to house power. You'll hear a clunk through the transfer switch. And then the generator goes into a cool down period. It'll run for about 2 minutes to cool the engine down, and then it will shut off and it's ready for the next power outage. The beautiful thing about it is you don't have to drag a portable generator out during these storms, getting wet during a snowstorm. Everything's done automatically. You're back to living your life as normal, and I'm sure everyone that's watching this video right now is doing it because they're tired of all these power outages that we've been having lately. Part of the services that we offer here at ECI is not only installing the generator, but the maintenance required after the fact, which includes the yearly oil change, which we have an oil filter here, dipstick. This is where we add the oil. We can check the valve clearances that are required with this. Change spark plugs every couple of years. Has an air filter. We check and replace as needed. And basically how we drain the oil out of the engine. Also, when we lose power to the house, we need something to start the generator. The generator uses something similar to the battery that's in your car. And that goes in a compartment over here. And the generator battery sits in a compartment over there. Battery has to be checked and replaced every 5 years or so as needed. We want to make sure the connections on the battery don't have any corrosion, just like a car battery, so it's reliable and starts up when you need it. These are some of the yearly service and maintenance plans that ECI offers along with installing your whole house generator. So hopefully I've answered some of your questions, gave you an overview of how these generators work. If you think this solution is for you, please call us or visit us on our website.